The Comox Valley landowner wants answers after floodwaters spilled onto his campground not once but twice this past winter, and he is not blaming Mother Nature. He is convinced that BC Hydro had more to do with the flooding. The Maple Pool campsite is home to 50 people who were displaced when waters from the Solom River spilled their banks. A-News' Gord Kurbis has the story.
Maple Pool campsite owner Dolly Lynn can still feel the effects of when floodwaters entered his property this winter. 17 of his sites have now been deemed uninhabitable because of fears the river could come through here again.
We had that two floods, one in mid-November, one is in mid-January. So they had some floods back 2 years ago, time to time, never been this bad. So nobody really looked serious into what caused it.
But Lynn says he's been looking into it and has researched tide tables and rainfall reports. He's convinced the flooding events in November and January were caused by BC Hydro. He says tides were low when the floods happened and that water only came in after Hydro had released large outflows from the Comox Lake Dam.
Weather looked at the tide table and looked when the water come in, how fast the water race. I just feel no, this is not from the weather.
Those two incidents forced the evacuation of the campsite's full-time occupants. They were put up in local hotels until provincial emergency volunteers could survey campers and trailers. Roy Brooks was one of those displaced.
People are saying it's an act of God, but deep down I don't think it was an act of God. I think it was just mismanagement.
Brooks as well feels Hydro could have handled the problem much better.
They knew the water was coming up long before that. It could have been let out a week before that.
But BC Hydro maintains given the circumstances they were faced with, they had little choice and actually prevented flooding.
I know there's people impacted across the system, but downstream, we were seeing inflows that were very, very high, yet we're releasing a very small percentage of that. So that's the message we want to take away, that BC Hydro's role was actually minimize the flooding as much as possible.
The campground's owners and the people who live here have all signed this petition addressed to the Premier and the local Liberal MLA. They say that so far they haven't received any action on it. One thing they have heard from the province is that if there is any more flooding, apparently the provincial emergency program that helped them out twice before won't be helping them a third time.
Well, they're saying that, but I don't know if push comes to shove whether that's going to be a reality or not. But who knows, eh? Who knows?
What Lynn knows is he wants to try to get some assurances from someone that the flooding won't be repeated. In Courtenay, Gord Kurbis, A-News.